All right, everybody. Welcome, Michael McGlynn here with Slasher 15 Productions LLC, writer, producer. I'm definitely fascinated to get to know a little bit more about you and your project that you were actually even working on today.
Oh, yeah. Actually, we were currently working on Go Away. I'm actually one of the actors and one of the producers. Definitely not one of the writers. That's Dave Kerr, brilliant mind, and also our director. I just don't want to take any credit for his work because I know he'll kill me later.
I can definitely understand.
Uh, uh, but yeah, we are currently filming our fourth full feature-length film called Go Away. It's an evasion true slasher. It's like it pits old school slasher versus new school. Kind of think of Michael Myers meets The Strangers. It's got some really fun, cool twists to it. We got a killer all-star cast and a bunch of awesome horror celebrities to join in. We got Felissa Rose from Sleepaway Camp, Tuesday Night from A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4, Elsie Holt from You're Next. We also got Robert Mukes from House of a Thousand Corpses. We got Jeremy Spencer, one of the founding members of Five Finger Death Punch. And it stars Tom Matthews, Tommy Jarvis from Friday the 13th Part 6.
That's incredible. You guys got yourself a stacked cast.
Oh yeah, no, we definitely pulled out every stop. Every penny we get for our donations, it goes to the film. Like we do not make a dime.
That's incredible. I think I used the wrong picture for you, though. I thought you were you're a different looking person now that I see you in person. I went through your thing. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll grab one of his. This is him. But I thought you were somebody else. But it's even better. Well, not that I thought you were somebody else. I just thought you looked different. I thought you were the one with the longer hair.
Oh no, that's actually our writer director, Dave Kerr.
Okay, so that's Dave. Well, welcome, man. So how was filming today?
Oh, actually, we were filming today. I was filming yesterday. That was actually on a different project. That was for Matt Burns for Killed on Arrival. That's also
okay.
a fun. That's also a fun little slasher too. It's just a bunch of random people who come hit up a haunted house, and there's some actual real terrors waiting inside for all of them. I actually play Connor in that one. I play one of the Matt Burns. Funny enough, I play his friend in the movie. And I don't want to say too much because we're still filming, but it's definitely a fun project. I'm definitely enjoying it. Matter of fact, we got two very cool DPs on that project. We got our Slasher 15's very own Owen Young on that one, as well as Danny Roberts from Fuzzy Monkey, who is doing Shriek Show, and the Mills for Zombies, and a bunch of other Russell Massacre. They've done a bunch of films. I actually did the Shriek Show with them. Fun bunch. Oh.
Just lost you. Okay.
Oh, there you are.
I don't think the phone's making any difference. I think I'm going to have to start doing this upstairs. The internet's been terrible here, terrible. And I record down in the basement, so that's not helping either. But I heard the most of it. So you've been really, really busy working on a lot of stuff. What's it like working with all these people, and how long have you been doing what you do for?
Oh, I've actually been in it now. I'd say I'm coming up close to 3 years. I just kind of just fell in on a love for one of Dave Kerr's films, Bloody Summer Camp, and I absolutely fell in love with it. And pretty much Dave's like, well, you can audition. I was like, yeah, well, I'm not sure if this is going to be something I'm going to really do. So I was like, I'll just do a safe bet here, and I'll also support you. I'll buy a part in the film. And then I ended up loving it, and I just did a great character. I played Roger Wiseman, the camp director, alongside Felissa Rose in that film. And that one's actually like a 1986 camp slasher kind of whodunit film. We're actually doing a premiere at the New Jersey Horror Showboat Con. That's coming up this weekend. We're actually Dave Sheridan, Officer Doofy from Scary Movie, and Felissa Rose will both be hosting that event. But
Yeah, I
after,
might go with what Aaron P just said. Melissa Rose. Felissa Rose is on fire. She's like in everything. She's in Mike Levy's upcoming stream project. It's crazy
oh yeah, no,
how busy she
she
is.
is a pleasure to work with, though.
I've heard so many good things about her. I really have. I've heard she's amazing. I'm actually going to see her in Ocala. I'm going to go to Spookala in May, so I'm looking forward to meeting her.
Oh, you're in for a real treat, man. I've worked with her on a couple of projects now, and honestly, I absolutely adore her to death. She is absolutely fantastic. I highly recommend working with her. Anyone who has the chance to work with her or even just meet her, I'll tell you right now, the energy she brings, like when you meet her, like you're thinking, oh, well, this is just, because she's at this event or doing that. No, I can tell you from someone who was a fan and meeting her to actually hung out with her. Matter of fact, one time during filming, she actually came over and stayed over at my house. So I can really fully attest that she is always like that. She is just one of those like high on life kind of actresses. Always a pleasure to be around, and just brings a good positivity to every set you're on with her. It's like, she brings that special something that just makes everyone just work together and flow together and just gets that whole unity going really well.
Well, at the end of Sleepaway Camp with a face like that, if you can't bring energy, she just sounds like she's still got that energy. And that's one of my all-time favorite horror movies, is Sleepaway Camp. So I'm excited to meet her.
That was such a classic movie. I mean, it's kind of hard to ever deny that. Like, if you like camp slashers, and I don't know how you cannot like that movie.
Oh, that end got me. I enjoyed the movie, and when I was a kid, I had a crush on Felissa from that movie. And then the end kind of threw me for a loop. I mean, that was one of the best twist endings at the time. That was just like, wow. And just the whole twist in that face at the end was just insane. I love that movie so much. It's one that definitely lasted with me. It's, like I said, it's one of my all-time favorites.
No,
All
she
right,
that face every time you ask her, she will do it.
I'm ecstatic to meet her. I really am. Like, I'll probably get a little bit of those nerves that I usually don't get with most people now, but she's one of those actresses that I grew up really admiring. Her and Danielle Harris are my two favorite scream queens. Those are my two favorite.
Yeah. I totally get that.
Yeah, I grew up with them, and they definitely were a big impact on my life, especially since we're close in the same age. It kind of, being a kid of the 80s and watching them in the movies was just, it has a long impression on me, long impression. So how's this, what's the most fun thing you're working on right now? Is it with this, because you reached out to me about the movie that you're working on. Now I'm getting a brain fart, but the movie you're working on, it sounds awesome. The trailer is amazing. What's that?
You mean Go Away?
Go Away. Yeah. I put that in the description. I'm going to drop that down because I know I got it on my clipboard here. Check out the trailer for this. It really blew me away when you showed it to me. I'm like, all right, let me go check it out. Because people reach to me with indie projects, and it's one like I told you, it's one I'm definitely planning on supporting in the next few weeks. I just I'm tied up in so much stuff right now, but I want to get a decent perk on that movie because it looks awesome. It really does.
Now we have 13 days left on the Indiegogo to meet our goal. Good news is I think we're tiptoeing to 72% funded currently. So I mean, we are definitely getting close. Because we're almost done filming. We've got about we have about 85 to 88% of the film shot. We would have actually already been wrapped up. Unfortunately, we got hit with something that we could not avoid. One of our leads caught Delta, and we lost all of our filming for that weekend to finish up the filming. We didn't able to use that time to get some reshoots in because we could not get a refund, unfortunately, to change the date from when they felt better. we tried to do that first, but there was a very strict no refund policy. So we decided to kind of try to make lemonade out of lemons, and we just started doing some reshoots, getting some other shots, and then we wanted to do like some scenes that were like, you know what, we were happy with it, but we could have done a little better, and just went ahead and did that. But that's one of the reasons why we're starting our Indiegogo for our post-production a little early, because we want to just go ahead and get it all done now, get a little extra money to get some more filming in. And then after getting the filming in, we're going to go right into post production, and we're going to have it out next year. And good news is our last film, Blaze Summer Camp, all of our perk buyers, they actually, all of our Blu-rays and DVDs have already come in. They came in a few days ago, and we're already shipping them out to all of our perk buyers. So everyone's getting their copy of Blaze Summer Camp absolutely soon.
That's fantastic, man. I'm glad things are going so well for you. It sounds like things have just been, you're pretty recent in getting involved in this, and it sounds like it's just been a fun journey the whole time. I think that's amazing. I kind of understand, because I'm new at what I'm doing, and just meeting all interesting people like yourself and other people that I've talked with and met. It's exciting. It's a lot of fun meeting all these talented people and all these people who are really pushing hard in horror and trying to give everything to give back. And some of these 80s stars seeing come back, like Felissa Rose and Danielle Harris, seeing them all busy. Even Scout Taylor Compton, seeing her. All these people, it's great to see, because I personally love to see them. Beatrice Bupley I just talked to, and she was fantastic and wants to make a comeback. So, yeah, it's been a ton of fun.
I know, like there are so many great ones out there. I mean, and I can honestly say there so far it's been a pleasure working with just pretty much almost every one of them. To be honest, they've all been a joy. I mean, like it's hard for me to pick a favorite.
I'm not sure if I'm frozen or you are. I'm sure it's probably me.
I think it might have been you. It's all good, man. It happens.
It was me. It was me. But oh, dude, it's the absolute worst. The last 2 weeks, I don't know what it is. I think it's the internet here or something. We've been having stuff that's been a problem, and it's driving me nuts, man. It's usually smooth on StreamYards. Last night's was really rough. I'm kind of getting a little better, at least playing and kind of being patient. But it's like Aaron even mentioned on a comment, you're so far behind answering sometimes, but I just don't want to cut somebody off because of lag. But Aaron had a question for you, and I love letting the chat ask some things. And I want to say hi to Sabana. I want to say hi to Chris Callie, who just shared it out, and everybody else here. I'm going to look at some of the comments. But Aaron P had a question for you. How hard is it to remember lines? Sometimes I forget something that happens 2 minutes later. I'm the same way, Aaron.
Honestly, I have the exact same problem all the time. Pretty much, I actually plow away. Usually about a month before we start filming, I start just going all over my lines. And then I say about 2 weeks out is when I really start going like off my script. I just start going over it. And then about a week before getting ready to get started, that's when I start to really adjust all my emotions, like what I need to do for the scenes. Like, am I being comical? Am I being like a silly, goofy stoner? Am I, about to get a beat down on me? And like, I got to just look like, I was back in high school pretty much.
That's well, what's your favorite thing to do when you're acting? Do you like getting killed in a movie? Like if it's a horror movie, do you look forward to a brutal death or something? Or what's your favorite thing in acting? Like what's your favorite role that you've done as far as character? Not so much favorite movie but the character.
I think that would. I think I would have to probably go. To date, I I had to probably go with my Roger character from Bloody Summer Camp. That was always really up there. I got to play a cannibal maniac, redneck killer, like in one of the shorts for Brad Twigg's Shriek Show. I really enjoyed doing that character really well too. Funny story: one of the guys I kill in that one is our yellow face mask killer for Go Away. And he is absolutely an amazing actor. Joshua Kirpich, dude is from Texas. Totally just awesome guy. Absolutely had a killer audition. Blew us away. Just he was such a joy to have on set. He did a great job. I think he's going to be that character in our movie that everyone's going to get very big chills over.
That's awesome. So he's coming back from that last movie to come after you and Go Away, huh?
Oh, very much. He actually gets to have a big one on me on that one too, because like he's more of the tough guy in this one. He's like, yeah, you ain't so tough now, are you?
He punches on you.
Yeah,
he's putting your force in there. That's fantastic, man. It sounds like you're on yourself on a great journey, just in everything you're doing, man. I'm super happy to see that. And me, I'm such a fan of indie projects that I'm glad you reached out to me too to let me know about this project. So I appreciate that and getting to meet you through. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to get on board. I'm hoping to. You said there's 13 days left in the campaign, so I'm gonna have to get my butt in gear this coming week and at least get some sort of perk, because I gotta support my indie pals, man. I love to support them, and plus you got Felissa Rose, you got Angela herself. You know, the movie that one of the ones that scared me the most, aside from 78 Halloween as a kid. So,
and she does.
I gotta be there, right?
She plays Tuesday night's drunken sister, and she does not disappoint.
Now that I can't wait to see.
Yeah, you're gonna.
I'm looking forward to that. From the clips I've seen of her, like just in interactions with people, she seems like such a really cool, fun with their fans type of horror icon. I consider horror icon right there. So I think that's fantastic, and that's got to be just such an honor for you. I mean, just working with some of these people that you've named, it's so cool, dude.
The first time
so you're shooting another movie now.
Oh yeah, Kill.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off with the damn line. Yeah, I apologize for this lousy service I'm having. I know we got the cable guy coming to take a look. We've been having some internet issues, and it's driving me nuts. But it seems like it's getting a little smoother every once in a while. But it started off a little rough with the lag for me. But I think we're good now. I think.
Fingers crossed.
Lately, that's all I can do. It'll be there like, just do that, let the person talk, and wait till that lag goes out. Damn you, internet. So what was I gonna ask? Oh, so with Slasher 15, that's the name of it, right? Let me make sure I got it right. Slasher 15 LLC.
Yep.
Slasher 15 Productions.
Yep.
How long has that company been around? That's your company though, right? That's you.
Oh no, actually that is Dave Kerr and his wife Amber.
Dave Kerr,
Yep. They've been around I always get this wrong. It's either 4 or 5 years. They've been around. They've actually made 2 other films prior to when I came on. They were the first one was Curse of the Slasher Nurse, and the second one was the sequel, Return of the Slasher Nurse, which actually you can see that one on Troma right now.
Oh, sweet.
Funny enough, I actually tried to get on the Return of the Slasher Nurse. Like a guy who was supposed to be in that film happened to be my next door neighbor and told me about it. And he was like, yeah, I heard they're still looking for people. So I tried to get a hold of Dave about that one. He goes, oh, I'm sorry, man. you're a little sooner, man. We just wrapped up filming about 3 weeks ago. I'm like, oh, and then that's what he told me about Blaze Summer Camp, and I got on that project, and then we just really hit it off. I was there early, stayed. I was the last one to leave, just helped out wherever I could, and just started coming up with some great ideas. And my wife Jamie also came on as one of the producers, and we just started coming up with great merchandise ideas and stuff. Dave liked us a lot, and Dave's like, you know what? Next film, go away. I want you to be our producers. I was allowed to audition as well for the film, which I got lucky. I won the role of Green Mask, the Green Mask killer.
Hey, nothing wrong with being a killer in a movie. That's got to be so much fun, man. Like, I'd have a blast. Like, if there was ever like a role I ever got a chance to play, it'd have to be like a killer or a slasher or one of those people. I either want to be killed or be doing some killing on it, because that just seems like the most fun thing to do in a movie.
It really is. I mean, just as that one thing, it's like, anytime I'm having a bad day at work, I can just pop in that movie. Like, yeah, well, I just want to watch these slashing people. There you go. Yeah, okay. I feel better now.
Yeah, that's the great thing about horror, man. I mean, it's and I was even talking to my buddy Rakeem last night, and he's a filmmaker also, and we were talking about the 80s and how much we loved horror and the excitement that horror in the 80s brought. But now I think it's, if not more popular now than it was in the 80s. I don't think horror has ever been as hot as it is right now, especially with all the indie projects, the conventions, the accessibility with the internet, the cost to do a movie now compared to back then. The equipment's not like it was. You can get solid equipment and do a decent short film or a full length feature for a fraction of what it would have cost back in the day.
Oh, I completely agree. I mean, and it's just so funny too, because you said it best. Like it's so much easier to do that nowadays. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could pull out your smartphone right now and make a film. I mean, like make indie film, and guess what? The HD and the pixel rating, everything will probably be better than anything like as far as high def wise you'll ever see from the 80s ever and stuff. And you have right there the palm of your hand. I mean, but even just the equipment itself has gotten so much more advanced and stuff. So there's just so much more you could do. But also, there are also things about the 80s that I wish I would see more on the horror front again. And that is, like, I just love practical effects. I mean, give me practical over special. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have no hate. I mean, I'm a big comic book lover. God bless special effects when it comes to my comic book movies. But when it comes to horror, I don't know. This is a more appreciation.
I'm with you on that. I say that all the time. I'm all about practical effects. It works for sci-fi with the CGI somewhat, but even Star Wars, I thought it looked more real and gritty, like the original trilogy, than say even the prequel or sequel. It's like, it's dirty. Star Wars was always dirty and grungy. Everything was, especially the prequels, everything was so shiny.
Yeah. There was no truth there.
Yeah, there's no war. There was nothing to it. Like, oh, we got to polish this before we go back into battle. Let's get it waxed, washed, shined up, get the wheels looking good for when I land. Have it set for me. I got to be looking good in battle. But yeah, I'm with you on the practical effects and watching old slashers, and that's what I like. The great thing is about old 80s horror that I love, and I like a grainy, gritty look to it because it goes so well with practical effects. The old Friday the 13th movies, even Halloween '78, there wasn't much blood, but with the lighting and the shading and the grittiness of it, it works. And it works so well.
I mean, and of course, I always felt like it always got overshadowed, and it had the greatest of so many worlds in it in one. Black Christmas, the original one.
Yeah, not the remake.
Yeah, no.
The original's fantastic, though.
Yeah.
And that was a great movie because you never knew. And that was what was cool back in the day compared to now. And, you know, with the internet and stuff, you can't really, like, you can't, like James Jude Courtney, I love him as Michael Myers, super great guy. But you know him if he's unmasked. You know certain people, what they look like when they're unmasked, whether it's Garrick Mears or something. Even with some makeup, you know it's them, which is cool. But back in the day, you didn't see these people like this. You'd have
Yeah.
Fangoria or something, but you'd only see them in makeup. Even on Arsenio Hall, Kane Hodder came out dressed up like Jason. I mean, you could not find what the person looked like. So it was always added to that suspense. What's under the mask? What's under the mask? Where now we know what's under the mask. Let's just pretend we don't know. Even though they did show, you know, Tony Moran in 78 for a slight second, but you never got a clear shot. And I think they did that well in Kills too. I did like the unmasked look because he was so dirty and burned. So I'm certainly not complaining about that. But there was just a mystique in the 80s that was really cool. Even with like old bands like Kiss wearing the makeup. People didn't know what they really looked like. And I was a Kiss fan back in the day, and nothing against them now. I don't listen to it as much as I used to. But there was so much more mystique that it's harder. That part, I think, is harder in horror now with having a slasher to keep them uncovered. Where indie projects, you get those unknown that you put in a role or something too. Then you don't know what they look like under the mask.
Yeah, I mean, like, and you're gonna have and the best thing about it, even in the indie world, like, which I think has been showing and shining so much more and more lately, is that you actually get some really good hit films that really get noticed and get that following base. I mean, look at the Terrifier movies. I mean, Art the Clown. I mean, that was like a phenomenal performance, a great movie, and it just caught the whole entire horror community by storm. Everyone's like, "Whoa!"
The brutality, the I don't know, the look of Art the Clown, just from top to bottom, they caught, you know, lightning in a bottle with Art the Clown. That's for sure.
Oh,
that
God,
is for
yeah,
sure. I mean, he's personally my favorite horror clown. Like, I'll put him over Pennywise.
Even Killer Clowns from outer space.
Yeah. But Aaron had a good question. I'm going to say 80s on this question, but I'll put it on the screen. What era has the best horror? 80s, 90s, 2000s, or now?
Ooh, that's a good question. Oh.
It's a taste question, though, too, because horror, 80s was slasher. 90s was Scream. I Know What You Did Last Summer. That kind of movies. 2000, the early 2000s, I'm going to have to say now. And now I like the indie project slashers more. And a lot of them are like The Conjuring. And I'm not like everything's Conjuring. Like everything was Scream in the 90s. Everything was a slasher in the 80s, or a Jason ripoff or a Myers ripoff.
Oh, boy. I'm going to probably get so much heat for this one. But only because it is me and my wife's absolute favorite series, and it was during this time era. And don't get me wrong, all these generations, I love all their films. Like there's easily 20, 30 I could pull out any one of these eras and say loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. I'm going to go with the 2000s, and that's because the 2000s is what gave me and my wife the Hatchet series.
Oh, okay. The Hatchet series was fantastic. I put that in an homage to the 80s slasher, though.
Point.
Yeah. So that series, I do agree with you, though. Kane Hodder is awesome.
And that was like his
as
series.
Victor Crowley. Yeah, and I love the Hatchet series. If you guys haven't watched the Hatchet series, it's a great slasher movie. It's funny. They don't take it too seriously, but the kills are pretty cool. They don't pull back any punches on the blood. And that's another thing I loved about Terrifier also, was they didn't pull back any punches. Some people like that kind of horror. Some people don't. I enjoy.
Uh, no, no, we're definitely the same way as Slasher 15. We've already been told by a lot of fans that there were definitely there was one scene in there particularly. I can't say anything much on it, but there was one scene where pretty much every guy in the audience just crossed their legs and just went, "Oh no, 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 no."
Aaron's asking, is it on Shudder? I'm not sure if he's asking one of your movies or if he's asking about Hatchet. The Hatchet series is like on a lot. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's on Tubi.
Yeah,
and Tubi's free, Aaron. You just gotta. You can even watch it on your PlayStation 4. But I'm quite sure it's on Tubi. And I'm doing well, Chris Callie. I hope you're doing well also. But I can't disagree. I love all the years. They all had something good in them. Each generation, and you can't forget about the 70s though either. The 70s was really the dawning of horror movies. The way they became. I mean, with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and then Halloween, Exorcist, Dawn of the Dead. I mean, it was so much, and that was really the change from, say, Wolfman, Mummy Man, Dracula, Frankenstein, all those, which I love all those too. You can even go,
I was going to say the same 30s, thing.
40s,
all classics, and definitely check those out too.
yeah, you can't. I mean, what's your favorite? Like mine's 80s because I grew up in the 80s with it. That's the only reason I'm going to say. And I always, even though Halloween 78, I think it really blew up from what I remember, at least as a kid, like 8, 9 years old, everybody talking about Halloween. And let's see, I was born in 76. Yeah, like 82, 83, 84. And when you finally got to see it on TV, it's like, wow, it was awesome. So I still consider, even though Halloween 78's a 70 movie, it felt like an 80s movie from my time. I just always lumped that in the same category. I don't care about numbers.
Valid point. I'm kind of the same way. Like, if the Hatchet movies are considered a love letter to back to the 80s slashers, then I choose 80s all across the board. And I agree with you on a lot of those, like Black Christmas, Halloween. Yeah, it's like, I know they're 70s, but to me, they definitely kind of mesh into that whole 80s. I mean, especially you had the longer running of a series going on in the 80s during that time. You know, they are punching out sequels to all those so much, you know. It just kind of gets meshed into like, yeah, it's an 80s franchise.
I mean, even movies like Gremlins, which I still put in a horror category when I watched it as a kid. I mean, it was taboo back in the day with the 70s with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Exorcist. You know, it was super popular. People waited, but it was so widely, like 80s was like horror movies, and with video stores back in the 80s, Blockbusters and everything. I think for kids that were in my age group at the time, just going to the video store and being able to pick out a horror movie, you didn't even really know much about it unless you happen to get a magazine, a horror magazine. You were just looking at the cover. Sometimes you'd get a good one. Sometimes you'd get a bad one. Like Sleepaway Camp's one of those movies that I wound up watching. Was just one we grabbed off the shelf. And I mean, there's countless others. Slaughterhouse was another one that just was one I grabbed off the shelf. Demons was another one. There wasn't everybody knew Jason and Michael Myers and stuff. And at the time in the 80s, until 88, there was really only 2 Michael Myers movie and then Season of the Witch, which I do like Season of the Witch a lot. I think it gets the love it deserves now, but it wasn't as popular. It's got a new cult following, Halloween 3. That's for sure.
No.
But yeah, there was just something special about the 80s.
I agree. There definitely was something very special.
My favorite horror teenage. Incredibly special. Aaron's saying his favorite horror teenage movie, which I enjoy it too, but it's basically a Scream inspired ripoff. Not well, yeah, it was definitely in the Scream genre, but I thought it was good too with Jennifer Love Hewitt. I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh yeah,
That was that was a solid movie too. It just, that's what '90s was as far as horrors were. It wasn't the slasher anymore. It was kind of the thought out twist ending. What's going on? Even though it kind of turned out to be a slasher where they had you with that Scream vibe. I think that was the twist with I Know What You Did Last Summer. There was just a different kind of twist
one.
instead of supernatural Michael Myers. Oh, and what about Mike? Oh, they want to see you acting more. So I want to get some more links that I'm going to put in the description. I'm going to put them on the my Facebook group also, because me and you haven't had a chance to really talk too much. I know you've been really busy. I've been busy, but we wanted to sit down and talk some horror and see what's going on. So I want to get more links to share with all these guys too. So any links afterwards, I'll put them in the description, put them in the chat and everything for you. So anything you've been in, anything you're part of, get some more people that are ready to help support and watch your career go, man.
And I definitely appreciate it. Like I said, it's been a big love of mine. I've been very blessed. I've been able to work with a lot of great indie writers and directors, like all like up and down the East Coast, and they've been nothing but wonderful to me. I have zero complaints.
It seems like the East Coast right now is fan film heaven. The Northeast Coast. That's where a lot of it's going on, these indie projects. I know Mike Levy's out there. Most of them are. And most people are out there. I know Beatrice Bupley's out on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Man, I moved away from the East Coast, and now I got to move back, it seems, to be around it. I'm in Missouri. I'm out in nowhere. I get to drive a lot if I want to go.
But hey, you got nice and peace and quiet out there, at least, I bet.
It's not too bad. I mean, I'm pretty, like, back in the day, I was more, I got to be out every weekend. Now I work. I'm Mr. Belvedere. That's my job is Mr. Belvedere, pretty much. I take care of 3 guys with special needs, and at the end of the night, I get to type about it and write about it like Mr. Belvedere.
Yeah, nice.
I should just start having like my theme song be the old Mr. Belvedere TV show song.
That was such an underrated TV series, too, man. That thing was such a classic.
Lynn Belvedere. I love that show. It was good. Him and Wesley, like the first few seasons, God, when Wesley started getting older, as most kids, but when he was at that age where he just drove Mr. Belvedere crazy, it was a good show back in the day.
It really was.
We had some good shows in the 80s. It's different now. Nobody, like, I don't even have cable.
I definitely agree, man. I mean, Perfect Stranger, Step by Step, Full House, Family Matters.
Yeah, and even those were like, for me, I'm 45, so even those where I was getting older. Who's the Boss back in the day?
Who's the Boss?
What were some of my favorite? Mr. Belvedere, Growing Pains. Who's the Boss? Yeah, all those back in the day. Yeah. I loved all those shows. Plus, I had 2 sisters that are relatively close in age, so I had to watch a lot of tough ones. But I wound up liking them. I wound up liking a lot of the shows because with 2 sisters, one older by 2 years, one younger by a year, my say was always null and void.
Oh yeah, no, I feel your pain. Like I've 2 older sisters, and pretty much like my dad and I, we always wanted to either watch either Knight Rider or Sledgehammer, and my dad purposely bought a second TV to put down in a unfinished basement for us to sit down and watch that, while my sisters could upstairs watch Dallas, mostly and stuff. And You know how hard it is to try to listen to Night Rider? All you hear is dun 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 dun. Dun. You're like, oh god, no, not Dallas.
Oh man, Knight Rider was a great one though too. Knight Rider and Dukes of Hazzard. Those were probably my two favorite shows, and I'm pretty sure at one point they were back to back. Like it was Knight Rider and then Dukes of Hazzard and Knight Rider. They were so close. It was a long time ago, but those were my two shows. The cars in the 80s, 70s, and 80s cars were everything. The generally kit. Even I'm going to go we go Smokey and the Bandit, even though the first one was 77, but still, oh man, such great movies.
I'm going to go goofball here. I'm going to say Herbie.
Herbie, you know, that's one I could agree with my sisters on. We'd watch it. Especially the ones with Don Knotts.
Yep, exactly.
Don Knotts. Oh, man, he was a legend.
Oh, yeah. God, Andy Griffin, Three's Company. God, he was great in that.
Oh, classics. He was in two of the all-time best shows between Three's Company and Andy Griffith.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, incredible. Herbie was good. Aaron P. Dallas, I've seen the new Dallas show. It's good. Laugh aloud. Aaron's a little younger than us. I think he just turned 22 or something. So which I think it's great. I love, you know, Aaron P's a great guy. So being able for him to hear some of these discussions about our time back in the day, I think it's good for the younger guys that didn't get a chance to grow up with it and experience, because they experienced a totally different life than we did in the 80s.
Hey, I had similar taste around his age too, growing up, because I think I was maybe just like a smidge of younger, but not much. That was during the times of like Beverly Hills 90210 and the Melrose Places and the Heights and stuff. And yeah, I got hooked into all those for a while.
Well, it's hard now to get, like, there's so many shows and so many series and so much to choose from, which is a good and bad thing. Like me, I have trouble finding new shows that I can sit down and watch, like from beginning to end. And if I miss some, it's like, oh man, I don't have 3-4 seasons to watch all and try to catch up with everything. So you kind of go on hype with things. Like The Walking Dead had its hype and everybody watched it. Even when people got bored of it, it was like a community of people that still wanted to talk about it. And I still hung on to it because I was enjoying it. Yet Cebuana in Florida. Cebuana's moved from the Philippines recently to Florida. I think that's great to be with her husband. So I'm happy she was able to make it.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. She's always been a supportive friend. Same with Chris Callie. She's amazing. Aaron P's been a loyal friend. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anybody in the chat. I know there's a few people here. Anybody, feel free to ask Mike any questions. Michael, what do you like, Mike or Michael?
Oh, either one's fine, man. Most people usually call me Mike.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah, Billions is a great show. Unfortunately, it's on Showtime. Yeah, Showtime's running like a $3.99 special. I almost considered getting it. I'm doing well, Chris Callie. How are you doing? Yeah, Aaron P, you gonna go to Spookala? You should go too, Cebuana. I'll be there. I should have a table there. There should be some really great guests. And I'm pretty sure that's closer to the West Coast, Ocala. I don't remember. But I think it is. But so what do you do? You got your what were you really intending on being, an actor first, or was it one of those things where you started becoming a producer and it's like, I might as well give this acting a shot, or was it acting and then becoming a producer?
It was actually acting and then going into producing. I think I definitely I think I enjoy the acting a little bit more and stuff. But I still am a producer for a lot of projects. Obviously with Go Away. I'm also an associate producer on the Sawyer Massacre, Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan made film. I'm the producer for Halloween Evil Lives, the fan made film. Trying to think if
that's another one I got to get on. I'm planning on supporting too, is Evil Lives, because I just spoke to what's her name? Laura Ellen Wilson, and there's another actress from Evil. There's so many Friday 13s coming out that's in that movie too. So yeah, I'm definitely want to get behind that. There's a few that are look so good on Indiegogo. I cannot really wait to support it and hopefully help share it out. I'm also on the Sawyer Massacre with Steve Merlo. He's been on my show a few times.
Oh yeah, Steve's a good dude.
He's awesome, dude. Steve Merlo is a top-notch dude. Also, I'm a producer on the Third Channel by Michelle Blasky. I know Steve's behind that one too. It's a sequel to Halloween 3: Season of the Witch.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. So that's one that's, I think the Indiegogo campaign launches
tomorrow,
Tuesday.
I think.
Yeah, Tuesday. No, Monday or Tuesday. Yeah, it might be Tuesday.
So
but I'm excited for them.
Yeah. I want to say it's tomorrow, but if not tomorrow, then I think Tuesday at the latest.
That's why it's really important, guys, to be on the Facebook too. If some of you guys aren't in the Facebook group Doomsday's Crypt, I'm sharing all these indie projects. And Michael, you're always I'm sure you're in the Doomsday's Crypt group. So you're always welcome to post anything to keep us updated too. So I'm hoping to get. Yeah, I appreciate it. Because I have so much fun producing and getting to know all these different talents like yourself, Steve Merlo, Michelle, Michael Levy's another great one that I've sat down with other YouTubers, the mask makers. I know some serious talent. That's why I want to see more special effects, because the talent now is just unbelievable. Some of these artists and what they're doing, it's just amazing. And then practical effects with some of these talents out there. Good God.
Oh yeah, no, I agree, man. Some of them are absolutely just like, wow, yes, this is what my horror is about.
All right, let's see here. Aaron P. John, we need to get a Doomsday Kingdom turned into a show, and Mike would be a great actor in it. With Doomsday Kingdom, that's a comic of one of our buddies is working on. They've had 5 issues out. I'd love to see it, Aaron. Hopefully they can get some more content out so they can have that script. I know Ronnie is working on it, and it's just been getting issue 6 and 7 out. It's been a little bit longer than they expected, but yeah, it's a cool story. It's a zombie. It's I want to say, I don't want to compare it to The Walking Dead because it's different. It definitely has its own take on it, but it's a zombie story. And so far in it, it starts from like the middle, and then the 2, 3, 4, and 5 is like how the outbreak starts in the comic that they're doing. I know you're a comic guy. Maybe I'll send you a volume so you can read it, see if you like it.
Absolutely.
One of our buddies, that Aaron and I know.
It's kind of hard to see. You'll probably see. I have a lot of. I have Superman, Batman, statue. I got a lot of crap on right now. I've got a Marvel air hockey table. I got life size Spider-Man and Rocket Raccoon statues. Spider-Man's behind Deadpool on the post, but yeah, no. So
what is that? A basement? A basement turned into a man cave?
Yeah, man cave where I sleep at night.
That's a sweet room. I don't blame you. I'd be down there all the time. My problem is I don't have that much room. I got one room, and I'm at work most of the time. I'm even at work now, and it's like I only got this. I got like a 9x9 to stuff all my stuff in. How you doing, Satria? I don't even want to try to say it, but I hope I'm saying it right. Satria, welcome to the stream. I'm sitting here with Michael McGlynn, actor, writer. Are you working on any new projects that you're writing right now? Is there any scripts you're working on?
Me, no. I'm not a writer. I'm just a actor.
You're more of a producer.
Producer, yeah. Pretty much, I can help get the word out. I can help run. I can help out on running the sets and stuff like that. And I try to help
Yeah.
people connect to help each other out, try to support everyone I can support.
And that's what's important, guys, too. If everybody makes a difference, especially in these indie projects, even just checking it out, letting a horror friend know about it, even when you donate, you go, oh, they're trying to do something really cool. You watch the trailers, and even if you support $3, $4, $5, when people start doing that, it adds up to really help these people create something even more and give something more. Because all these indie projects, they're not doing it for the money. They're doing it to deliver to the horror community. It's a passion thing, not a money thing. I mean, it'd be nice, but for the most part, most of them do it not to say I'm going to make millions of dollars off it. I'm doing it because I'm a horror fan or whatever genre, and I want to deliver my story and make it happen. And that's what I love about indie, where Disney's doesn't care if you're supporting them or not. They got plenty of that. But these indie projects, that's why I've been really, really pushing all these different creators and all these different Indiegogo projects, because these are the ones that are going to come up with original stories for you. Something different that Hollywood's not going to take the chance on. They have to make their money back.
I couldn't agree more, brother. I could not agree anymore, man. I mean, you said it best. I mean, these guys, they have a love, they have a passion, and yeah, let me tell you, from all the ones I've worked on, sets wise, with other directors and other teams, yeah, they don't make money off these things. They do it for the love of it, in hopes that it'll get people to want to keep coming back to watch more and support more of their films, because it's what they enjoy doing. They enjoy making these films. Yeah, at the end of the day, it would be great to make a little money at it. Of course it would, but 9 times out of 10, we don't. Any little money that ever is usually made generally goes right into the next project. There's very little wiggle room in between.
Exactly. And then I just dropped the go away on Indiegogo. Guys, it's free to check these things out and check out trailers. And it's important. And I love doing these interviews on YouTube. I'm going to be there supporting. With 13 days left, I'm going to get on board and make sure I get something out to support the project, because I genuinely, like, you shared the Indiegogo link, you messaged me and reached out, and I watched the trailer. I'm like, man, this is a really cool teaser trailer. Let's see what they can do. And I want to get into, I've just been so busy since the beginning of the month, and just, you know how it is when you're trying to help everybody out and you're investing in this and that, yeah. But I'm going to get in on it since there's only 13 days left. That's what, if you guys, go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was just saying, I definitely appreciate any and all support we can get from everyone out there. I mean, we really are trying to make it, like, every movie we do, we always try to do better than our last movie in one way, shape, form, or another. We want to show everyone that we are constantly improving. We're not just going to be stagnant and just try to make a bland, like, the movie. We always want to say, all right, our last movie, we did this. How can we make it better this go round? And we really try hard on that so much. And we definitely rely on the indie support of everyone, just the backers and everyone, to help us out with that one. And like I said, we definitely appreciate all of it. We put every dime we have into it. We're very passionate about it. And indie horror is a good investment to help making people's dreams come true.
And there's a lot of talent on these indie projects, and a lot of these 80s icons, I like to call them, seeing them to be able to have this career again and comebacks. It's kind of like, yeah, I never forgot about these people. So to see them doing well and see that, and them seeing how much the fans love them with the conventions, and then getting on board with these indie projects, and they're doing it because of the love of the fans and the love of horror and the love of what they're doing. I think it's awesome. Like we talked about Felissa Rose. She's one. I mean, I'm sure the conventions are a lot more profitable than some of these indie roles for, but I'm sure, you know, she's doing it out of love too, and passion for the horror genre. So these projects are important. And like I said, I dropped this Indiegogo for Go Away. Check it out. The teaser trailer is amazing. And if you guys aren't on Facebook, you can meet Mike there and follow what he's doing on Facebook. You can follow Doomsday's Crypt on Facebook. I'll be doing more of these lives. I'll be still doing the unboxing videos. I got to do one of those soon again. I haven't really had anything new to unbox too much. Although I did buy some Halloween pajama pants with Right Rag. I'm looking forward to. Well, they had a big sale. I had to get some. They're nice. I should have grabbed the Evil Dead ones too, but I was like, nah, I got too much going on right now. I gotta get back. I gotta get invested on Go Away, so I gotta save all those pennies. But
I agree. Good idea,
man. We're hitting about an hour, dude. I'd love to have you on again when you're not so busy, and I usually do it later, but it's like at this time I got maybe an hour I can squeeze out, and then I got to get back to doing a couple things. But any last questions, guys? Unboxing videos, Aaron, like when I unbox masks and stuff like that, buddy. But go ahead. But yeah, follow us on Facebook. If there's any last. The floor is yours. You get the final say.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the big screen.
Talk about being on the spot.
Put me on the spot, man. Any last questions, guys? I'll take you off and see if we get a couple more questions, and we'll go from there, man. Any last questions, anybody? I buy you a beer, Michael? AP wants to buy you a beer.
Absolutely, I will. I'm always down to have a beer, especially with a horror fan. If you're a horror fan, you're already a friend.
I've known AP for a long time. He's never offered to buy me a beer.
Ouch!
What a dick. I'm just kidding. But hey, guys, thank you everybody for being here. Next time we'll do it a little longer. Hopefully my connection's a little bit better than it's been tonight. Hopefully I can get this internet issue situated because it's driving me crazy. It hasn't been too bad tonight. It's better than last night. But hey, good luck with everything, Mike. And we're definitely going to talk some more on Facebook. Give me anything, links to stuff after the things you're working on, and we'll talk. I'm going to research it even more and watch some of these things. And I'd love you to come back on and us to talk about some of the things I've seen. And I'm going to let everybody know in the Facebook group some of these projects, so you guys can follow it. And like I said, check out Go Away.
Thank you so much, man. I'd love to come back again, man. Dude, definitely fun hanging out and finally getting able to hang out and chat with you in person, so to speak.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. It'll be a lot of.
I think you froze, buddy. I guess the show must go on. Oh. And we're still watching? Have a good night, everyone. Oh.
Sorry, dude. It won't end. It won't end. I keep ending. I mean, like, what's going on? It won't end. Sorry, dude. It won't end. It won't end. I mean, like, it's ridiculous. All right, guys. Yeah, StreamYard sucks. I've even tried by the modem the other day, and it's just, I don't know what's going on, man. I think it's StreamYards itself, or something's going on in my area the last couple weeks. But I will talk to you again soon, man. I'm gonna try to end the stream. We'll see if it happens, though. I just don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. Gotta love it. All right, take care, everybody.